yesterday I was talking about a time that I froze, and then today I was thinking about another time I froze. Um, I was interviewing a candidate, and it is important to point out and for this interview that obviously I'm black. The candidate was white, and my peer, the other supervisor, was also white. Well, I mean, they probably are still white, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, the interview is nothing special. And it's like, it's 2 pages that we're alternating asking her questions. And I write everything down, mainly because our HR team at the time, they were very hardcore about making sure we got a fair shot. And so they would every now and then audit our notes. So, you know, I get to a question, or like maybe 4 questions left, and the question I have is on the sheet. It's like, hey, tell us about a time that you improved yourself, that you worked to improve something. And most people will say, I learned a foreign language, or I learned guitar, or I became a green belt Six Sigma, things like that. And this person says, I took a class to learn to speak to people different than me. And at the time, I'm thinking, well, that's a very weird way to say you learned a foreign language. And then she said, like people of different races and people in wheelchairs. And I wrote that on my sheet. And then I stared at my sheet for a long time. The room was in silence. There's just nothing but silence as I looked down at what I just wrote. And my peer didn't know what to do. And the candidate didn't know what to do. And I just looked down, at this sheet where they said, you know, that she needed to take a class to learn to talk to people from other races and people in wheelchairs. And I finally snapped out of it. And I said to my peer, hey, Nick, you have any other questions? And Nick's like, no, I think we're done. and we ended the interview, and we sent her away. And Nick, to his credit, goes, that was the weirdest thing ever, because from my side, she thought that was an amazing answer. And then looking at you just shut down, and like it was like your brain and your body needed to reboot. And he was like, that was the wildest thing. And then when she saw it, she didn't understand, because again, she thought that was such a great question. So my recommendation is, unless it's related to the job function, don't ever answer a question like that.